Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Alright Seipher, we're ready.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome back to Seipher Plays Pokémon Ruby Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we took on the Dewford Gym Leader Brawly and his fighting types at the Dewford Gym, where we managed to overcome his strength with a guts-boosted Tailo and a little bit of luck. Thanks to that, we managed to get our second gym badge, and then proceeded on to Slateport City, where we battled a bunch on the beach, got some free soda pops for our trouble, and made our way up here to Route 1010 to catch a new team member in the form of Urbosa, who you can clearly see on my sidebar now. Now, I only have 5 Pokemon in my team right now, and that is for a very good reason. I intend to actually take the chance to go into the wild grass here, and I have Hanzo holding the experience share, because I want to just quickly take out the first Pokemon I run into. And unfortunately that one had static. Unfortunately Urbosa was not nearly that lucky, but I'll get into her in just a bit. Let's just tackle. Slatecooper went to level 20, and Hanzo went to level 20. What? Slatecooper is evolving, so yep. Slatecooper was just 1 level off, and I figured might as well use this time to get him leveled up, so. Now we've got a Linoon. Rather useful. Granted, not that much stronger than Zigzagoon, but oh well, any evolution is good. And Hanzo is also evolving. And while I do like this Pokemon a lot, I'm not sure if he'll be much use in the coming gyms, so he'll probably be boxed after this, but I wanted to just go ahead and get him now. Hanzo evolved into Ninjask. Trying to learn Double Team can be a sort of good move, and honestly Hanzo doesn't really have many good moves. You know what, I'll get rid of Fury Swipes just because, or maybe I should have kept that, because Sand Attack basically does the same thing, only to the opponent rather than to yourself. Oh well, we have another move to learn in Fury Cutter, which is probably a little better. I mean, same power as Leech Life, but it'll at least double in power if used successfully multiple times, so probably better than Sand Attack. And I'm not going to bother learning Screech. I forgot how many moves Ninjask learns upon evolving in this game. And there is a reason that we had only 5 slots in our party when I evolved Hanzo, because from doing so we have a Shedinja. This only happens when you reach level 20 with Nincada, when you have an open slot in your party and at least 1 Pokeball in your inventory, and it seems that it used one of my Premier Balls, or a Premier Ball. He's going to have the same moves as your Ninjask, so keep that in mind if you want to get a certain move on Shedinja. We'll get into... Oh, and it apparently has the same nature, so that's another thing to keep in mind. We'll get into Shedinja a bit later. We need to get a nickname for him because of our Nuzlocke rules, but before we do, I would like to quickly go over Urbosa. Lightning Rod, so probably the worst of the 2 abilities in this generation. Draws electrical moves in, which Urbosa resists. Lonely Nature, that's plus attack minus defense, so not great, but not bad either. If this were a later gen, Lightning Rod would be significantly better. It would make her immune and raise her special attack when hit with a electric type move, but that's not in this game. I honestly would have preferred Static, and I don't think her IVs were anything great, but Hey, beggars can't be choosers. Let's just get out of the grass now. And we're going to actually head down this way so that we can come to, I believe it's this house. Yep, the Name Raider's house. You can get your Pokemon's nickname changed here, and because Shedinja doesn't have one, we'll have to give him one. So let's just go down to Shedinja. I didn't bestow it, but we'll quickly give Shedinja his own name. And seeing as he's from Hanzo, let's just... Oh, did not mean to do that. I'll just call him Saizo. Alright. Now with that, I'm actually going to quickly drop off a few team members because we want to have a bit of a different team going forward. So let's quickly take Pika, and we'll replace Hanzo. We'll have to grab that item off of him, and we're actually not going to take Merc the Tentacool with us for right now. The next gym that we have coming up has a level cap of 23 and is an electric type gym, so a water type is not going to be very useful. So I think I'll actually have Whitney tag along. And we'll just quickly swap over. I guess that wasn't added till later, so give me a second. You know what, I'll worry about that later. Yeah, I'll just get out of this. Sorry for wasting that little bit of time, but we have a bit more to do. So now that we've taken care of that, I want to quickly go into here. This is the Pokemon Fan Club, and we're going to quickly swap Forest to the lead. I love seeing Pokemon that love their trainers. Pokemon are very sensitive to feelings of their trainers. If you treat your Pokemon with love and care, they'll love you back. When your Pokemon grows to love you, please come and show me. Your Pokemon really adores you. For you, a most compassionate trainer, a gift from the fan club. Obtain the Soothe Bell. That will basically allow. That's basically a held item to make it so that your Pokemon gains happiness quicker. Very, very useful for certain Pokemon. Anyway, with that, let's actually swap. You know what? We'll have Whitney take point right now. And before we head back to Route 110, I want to quickly go up into this contest hall and actually go back here because this guy right here has something for us. Hey man, I'm like majorly cheesed, you know? Like, you know, I just wanted to know why my Pokemon never won. You know? Like, hey. Okay, what's with the Valley Girl? You knows. So, like, I gave the judge my 2 cents, you know? They're free. And he wouldn't let me hear, and he wouldn't hear me out. Like, hey. So, like, total bummer, man. Hey, like you, zip it, you know? Just, you know, take this. Obtain the TM41. Well, that was certainly apropos. That's like TM41, you know? Hey, it's Torment, you hearing me? Like, it won't let the other guy use the same move twice in a row, see? Hey, now, you listen here, like, I'm not laying a torment on you. Yeah, you've tormented me long enough, man. Okay, let's get out of here. I suppose that's another thing I should point out. I do use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to make it so that I can run indoors. If we go here, Seaside Cycling Road, we can't go in here because we need a bike to be able to traverse further in that building, so we'll just have to take the long route. And you know what? Let's actually have Urbosa in the lead, I have a feeling. And let's see if we can avoid... Yep, we can avoid combat there, so I'll probably take care of those trainers a bit later. Let's explore over here, because there is some trees to cut and trainers that we could fight, but I don't really feel like it. We're heading back to Route 103, so we can't catch anything here. I mean, I suppose I could fish something up, but I have only the old rod, and I've caught everything that the old rod can catch right now. And our bag's full. Well, that's just... You know what? Let's just toss out... what do I have that I can throw away? Because unfortunately, that's the one bad thing of this game. You know what? Let's actually just give the Quick Claw to Pika to hold. That way we open up a space in our bag, since we only have one. We can get the guard spec. I did not think we'd be this far along and already be full on items. Anyway, we'll take 2 cherry berries from right here. I'll probably come back to this route later, or at least this half of the route later, to battle these guys, just because I am so close to level cap and don't want to possibly go over it. Anyway, now that we have all this, have all those berries, we can just avoid getting into combat here. We could go in here, and there is some stuff that could be rather useful in there from doing what that house involves, but we're going to avoid that for right now. I'll come back to it at a later point. Let's see, we got another item here, a dire hit. You know what? I'll just toss this because I don't really care about the guard spec. It's basically worthless to me. Actually, it technically falls under an X item category for me, so I can't use it even if I wanted to. Now turn around, kid. Oh, okay, well, I guess I have to fight you. I found some cool Pokemon in the grass around here. Okay, well, that's nice. Suppose one battle won't hurt. Okay, Poochyena versus Whitney. We should be able to do well. Unless you do that. Okay, well, not too much trouble. Okay, an Aeron, that's probably going to be a little more trouble than we need. So let's quickly shift Pika in. This thing might have Metal Claw, but or Mud Slap, that's also bad. Basically just a damaging sand attack. Well, Magnitude, let's hope... Okay, a bad one. And it missed anyway. Great. Okay, come on. Thank you. Now please just take it out. Thank goodness. And an Electrike, so pretty much what you were born to take out, Pika. Thank you for not missing this time. Okay. Being cool isn't enough to win? Yeah, that's right. Let's quickly actually swap Forest to the front and then actually shift around Urbosa to the front because I have a feeling we'll need it. And just in case, let's use one of our Paralyze heals to cure Sly Cooper rather than running back to the Pokemon Center. And I probably should have popped a Repel too. Oh well, we've already caught our encounter on this route. Urbosa, so should be okay. And here's our rival May. Hi Seipher, long time no see. While I was searching for other Pokemon, my Pokemon grew stronger. So, how about a little battle? Yep, if you were not prepared, this could be rather difficult. I remember as a kid, this fight always kind of dragged on for me because I was not very good when I first played these games, but thankfully I think I've got quite a good strategy. She's going to start off with a Whalmer, at least in this game. So definitely a good idea leading with Urbosa. So let's just hit it with a Spark. That HP stat of it has is pretty powerful, but thankfully it's just splashing. Let's finish it off with a Quick Attack. Okay, good. And another HP Pokemon. Well, let's just use Thunder Wave, just to get a little bit of status on it. Make whoever comes in next a bit less likely to be damaged, and I'm actually going to send Whitney in. I wouldn't normally recommend this, because Shroomish has Effect Spore, and I don't... Or you can paralyze her yourself. Okay, that's fine by me. Let's just pound. And now that you've Leech Seeded, we're definitely going to need to switch. Okay, well, let's just send, you know what, Slycooper. Might as well get a bit more going on. Mega Drain, that's slightly more powerful than Absorb, about 40 to its 20. Not too much of an issue. One Headbutt ought to take care of this. And of course Effect Spore got us too. Okay. Let's just swap Lombardi in. Probably being a little crazy swapping all these times, but figure I might as well get who I want in for the next major opponents. Let's just finish it off with a Wing Attack. And now we'll do the same with Wing Attack on this Combuskin. This thing can be a little dangerous because it does have Focus Energy, Double Kick, Peck, and Ember. So it can get some pretty good hits off, but we should be fine. Okay, that's good. Did get a special attack EV from that thing, but oh well. Yikes, you're better than I expected. 1200 for winning. Seipher, you've been busy training too, haven't you? I think you deserve a reward. This is from me. Obtain the item finder. That can be rather useful, rather than having to look for hidden items like I did off-screen before. I could just use that to find them. Or instead of that, because not all hidden items are in obvious places like the ones I've shown on screen. That's an item finder. Try it out. If there's an item that's not visible, it emits a sound. Okay, Seipher, let's meet again. I know it's a little silly coming from me, but I think you should train a lot harder for the next time. Maybe when you actually beat me for once, then I'll take you seriously. Who am I kidding? I've been training hard just so that this wouldn't be one of those times from my childhood where you wipe me out. And you have a bike. Well, let's quickly make use of our Paralyze heals on Slycooper and Whitney. We'll definitely want to stock up on these for next time, but for now, let's... Well, we're out of... Oh, we have one Premier Ball left, so I guess Premier Ball, the lowest number of Pokeballs takes priority, I guess, for Shedinja. Anyway, you know, what was I do? Oh yeah, I wanted to pop a repel. That way we don't run into any more wild Pokemon and can just go along as we like. A obvious Great Ball was obvious, but others not so much, and good thing I avoided that. On turn, thank you. And thank you, Spinner. And just avoid those fights. I can come back later when I'm not worried about my levels. The nab berries, I don't remember what those do, but I'll double check what they do. Now then, I forget if it's been a bit since I recorded the last episode, but make sure you have a harbor mail because we're definitely going to need that. And actually, let's check what those Nanab berries do. Okay, just a Pokeblock ingredient, so really more of a thing for contests. Okay, Repel wore off. And welcome to Mauville City, the town of the city that has our third gym. However, before we progress further, we're going to go into this house here and talk to this woman. If I had a bike, it'd be easy to cycle to Slateport for some shopping. I'd be able to buy harbor mail at the Pokemon Mart in Slateport. Oh, you have harbor mail? Will you trade it for a coin case? Yes, you definitely want to do this. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, I'll trade you a coin case. That is a key item that will be most useful because the coin case can be used at the Mauville Game Corner here. So we'll definitely want to check that out. Down here we see a item that we'll want to grab. An X speed, I can easily sell that. And you know what, we are at the Pokemon Mart, so let's just sell off a few things. Because my bag is apparently full up now. I got those heart scales from the beach. I don't remember if I showed that or not. Let's just sell the dire hit because it's basically an X item for critical hits. You know what, I think I'll just sell these potions. I mainly had them around for when Pokemon were weaker, but we won't be needing them. I did also use a bunch of my rare candies on Magikarp, just Oceanus the Magikarp, just so that it's a little less training intensive later. In case I need to power him up. And what's going on here? And now it's time for the Name Reader show. Okay, apparently this happens whenever you nickname a new Pokemon via the Name Reader. I tell your Pokemon's fortune from the nickname you've bestowed. Advice is what I have to give, and it is helpful advice that I offer. Today I shall prophesize the nickname Saizo of Seipher's Pokemon, Shedinja. This nickname is a nickname that hints at talent in many different ways. I urge this trainer to take courage and take on many challenges. The nickname Saizo, it has a sublime, flowing feel to it. The flow from the initial letter S to A is especially wonderful. But I must say, Seipher has most remarkable flair for devising nicknames. It is my hope that the trainer will continue to treat Saizo with love. That's it for today's show. May we meet again. Okay, well that was a bit pointless. Anyway, let's talk to this guy. Woohoo! Your Pokemon look pretty strong. I like that. Here, take this HM. Obtain the HM06. That HM contains Rock Smash. If you come across large boulders that block your path, well, use that HM and smash it right out of the way. It is a pretty poor HM move. Fighting type, but in the base game only 20 power, with a chance to lower defense. Generation 4, luckily, upgraded to 40 power, though its defense drop didn't get a boost until Generation 6. Thankfully, though, we can just use... It'll be usable now, and actually rather useful for at least a few Pokemon on our team. I want to actually use it up. Huh? Oh, I guess Whitney can't learn Rock Smash, okay. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. Did not mean to open the bag. We'll just swap Forrest to the front. I know he's near the level cap, but I know something that's coming up. Let's quickly go over here. And we'll talk to, I believe it's this guy. Or no. Okay, talk to this guy. Well, well, what have we here? A most energetic customer? Me? You can call me Rydell. I'm the owner of this cycle shop. Your running shoes. They're awfully filthy. Do you come from far away? Yeah, we did. You're saying you came all this way from Little Root? My goodness, that's ridiculously far. If you had one of my bikes, you could go anywhere easily while feeling the gentle caress of the wind. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bike. Oh, wait a second. I forgot to tell you there are two kinds of bikes. They are the Mach Bike and the Acro Bike. Mach Bike is for cyclists who want to feel the wind with their bodies, and an Acro Bike is for those who prefer technical rides. I'm a real sweetheart, so you can have whichever one you like. Which one will you choose? Mach Bike is just generally faster and will be able to go up steep hills, whereas the Acro Bike will be able to do bunny hop and go off into side routes. You can switch anytime you like by just coming back here and talking to Rydell, so I'm just going to go with the Mach Bike for now because I find that far more useful. If you get the urge to switch bikes, just come and see me. Alright, well, with that, we're pretty good. Now let's head off this way. Oh, the gym. Mauville City Pokemon Gym Leader, Watson. The cheerfully electrifying man. And it would seem that we have a certain somebody that we haven't seen in a while, sitting right out here. Uncle, please. I want to challenge this gym and see how much better I become. Please? May I, please? Now hold on, Wally. Since you started living with Pokemon, you have grown quite a lot stronger. But don't you think you're pushing it to suddenly challenge a gym? Especially the third gym at that. Granted, I know in certain media, these gyms change their teams based on how many badges you have, but that's not the case in these games. I'm not pushing it. If I combine forces with Ralts, we can beat anyone. Oh, hi, Seipher. I've gotten a lot stronger since we met. Seipher, I want you and my uncle to understand that. Seipher, please, will you have a battle with me? You know what? Sure. I mean, I assume you've been putting in some work. I might as well see how far you've come. Seipher, thank you. Okay, here I come. Alright. Pokemon Trainer Wally would like to battle. Send out Ralts, that's level 16. Well, considering the level cap for this is 23, I'd say you're under-leveled. Well, you have to learn the hard way, I guess. Yeah, Forrest has no chill for somebody who doesn't take things seriously. 240 experience. Okay, good. I lost 960 Poke for winning. Uncle, I'll go back to Verdanturf. Seipher, thank you. Being a trainer is tough, isn't it? It's not enough to just have Pokemon and make them battle. That isn't what being a real trainer is about. There's no need, Wally, there's no need to be so down on yourself. Why, what's keeping you from becoming stronger and stronger? Come on, let's go home. Everyone's waiting for you. Seipher, it just dawned on me that you must be the trainer who kept an eye out for Wally when he caught his Pokemon. Why don't you visit us in Verdanturf sometime? I'm sure Wally would enjoy it. I'm sure we can make our way over there at some point. Now with that taken care of, let's quickly swap Whitney to the front. And I'm actually going to have us just quickly go heal off because I do want to do at least the gym trainers before we end today's episode off. So let's just quickly go inside and challenge a few of these guys. Okay, as you can probably expect from the moniker for Watson, this is an electric gym, though it'll be a bit different from most electric gyms that we've seen up to this point. Granted, we've only seen one up to this point between Fire Red and Heart Gold, those being the same gym, but oh well. Anyway, Whitney and Uproar should be able to do some decent damage, provided that she doesn't get paralyzed. And this is probably going to be a bad thing, because that Magnemite is a steel type. Thankfully, Paralysis saved her, so we can quickly swap out to Forest, who, while not having much to really deal with steel types like Magnemite, can at least resist its electrical attacks and maybe get some decent hits off with Bullet Seed, due to carrying the Miracle Seed and having Bullet Seed's power amped up by the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, bringing moves up to their Gen 5 power. Okay, good. Sonic Boom can be a little dangerous. At this point, it's a fixed damage move that, when it hits, always deals 20 damage, which for this stage of the game is practically half of your HP. Okay, Whitney, move to level 20. That was plugged in, amped up, overdriven electric man. Okay. And just like that, Whitney is evolving. So 3 evolutions, 4 new team members in 1 episode. Well, not new, but 4 changes to the roster in 1 episode. Whitney evolved into Loudred. And now I think you can learn Rock Smash, Whitney. At least you should be able to. Yep. Whitney already knows 4 moves, but I don't really think that we'll need Pound. And let's quickly just use a Paralyze Heal on her, because that took a little longer than I expected. Gym's got puzzles and it's fun, if you say so, kid. Zigzagoon shouldn't be too much trouble. Uproar ought to take care of this in 1 shot, I think. Yep. Whitney got a severe power boost from easily taking... from just leveling up, because she was rather middling. Granted, it won't be much for long, but better than nothing, I suppose. I trained under Watson. There ain't no way I'd lose easily. Okay, you probably have more electric-type Pokemon. Probably more Magnemites, if I had to be honest. Or Voltorb. Okay, this thing could have soundproof, so I can't just attack it like that. So let's use Astonish and hope that you don't have Static instead. You know what, let's just see. I assume you'll have soundproof? Yep, okay. Well, we can just use Rock Smash in that case. And that's a little disconcerting. Well, I'm gonna quickly swap to... you know what, let's swap to Urbosa, because this thing will give speed EVs, and Urbosa could use some speed EVs. And that's not good, but we can easily deal with that. Let's just quickly use Thunder Wave. And then we'll swap Urbosa out because those screeches are really lowering her defense. Thankfully, this is before Gen 6 when Thunder Wave was no longer effective on electric-type Pokemon, but thankfully this is Gen 3, so we can make use of Thunder Wave on electric types as much as we want. Okay, thank you, Sly. And one more headbutt ought to do ya. Okay, good. And now, do you have anything? Nope, you didn't pick up anything. Actually, do you still have pickup? I'm pretty sure you do, but might as well check. Yep, you still have pickup, so might as well keep that in mind. And since Whitney is pretty weak right now, and I know that this next girl is not going to have anything electric type, it might have electric type moves, but not anything electric type, we can just challenge her with Lombardi. With my charm and my Pokemon's moves, you'll be shocked. Okay. Vivian sent out a Meditite. Alright, well, wing attack, gotta do this. I was hoping for more Pokemon to fight, but oh well. Because you're also one level off from evolving Lombardi. Oh well, let's just quickly go this way. Get out of here and let's heal up. And you know what? Let's just head off this way to Route 117. Because we could just go here and catch something real quick. Let's swap Urbosa to the front. Because now that we have something with Thunder Wave, we have a much better means of catching Pokemon. I'll just do a few encounters, and if we don't get anything new, then oh well. Seriously, enough with the Zigzagoons. Okay, Roselia, not what I was hoping for, but it's fine. Let's just use Thunder Wave. And I already have a name in mind for you, just because the rose hands just sort of make this come to mind. Just throw a great ball at it. I don't know the catch rate on this thing, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Yep, what'd I tell you? Okay. Well, just keeping it simple. James from Pokemon was known for roses, so James it is. Anyway, now, you know what? One last thing before we end off. You know what? I think I'll end things off here. I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.